Day 7, government shutdown. This particular piece is going to be a little bit different than the last 6. First off, there ain't no damn way that the government shutdown can be lasting for 7 days, because after all, the government is supposed to be upholding the Constitution, and thus far that I can see, it's not. I have a comment on my last video from Jenny Jo where her husband himself is actually suffering from the government shutdown, and that is also real, just like my podcast. And yeah, he's not getting paid for defending our country. I don't know all the ins and outs of it, but she would not lie. She has no reason to be here. I'm glad that she was, but she doesn't have a reason. She has no agenda. I got really irritated when I saw that, because what a lot of you don't know is that I was actually in the service. That's right. I was actually in the Coast Guard back in 1990. Go ahead, look it up. Do your research, troll it. It's true. Kilo Company 135. That was me. That's right. Now you know. Actually, if you've been trolling me for the last 4 years, you would have already known that. But I'm sharing it again. So I share some of the pain that Jenny Jo's husband is going through. He's serving the country without getting paid. I'm not sure how that works. I don't know the ins and outs of it. I haven't been in the service since 1992. Well, technically They had a 2-year sign-up at that time, okay, guys? Don't get your panties in a bunch. I served 2 years, that was that. I was young. I thought I could get to be a cop. I ended up not being a cop. Don't worry about it. The point is this. I do feel for Jenny Jo's husband. Like you guys, I've been watching the YouTube drama and the U.S. government shutdown in spades. And this is an Excedrin for the YouTube flag staff. That's Excedrin. It's aspirin and caffeine all rolled up into one, and I need it. But here's why. I started off with my little flagship of the government shutdown in the podcast to keep things real. Little did I know that I would bring out some trolls. One of these trolls is talking about they hate me and everybody hates me because of something that was said about a user here on YouTube named Cameo Collections, and I have no idea why. I spoke my mind. I did not bash the woman. I actually defended her family, and I was the first one to do it, but ever since then I've taken hell for it. So we have a few users here that want to jump on, find some drama, make that happen, and they're going to use me to do it. Well, here's your video. Here it is. Just like with Boehner and Nancy Pelosi. Here's your reaction. All right. I'm upset. I'm going to say something back to you that's bad. I'm going to make this matter. I'm going to make an argument that we can all look at and put our makeup on it. We can all look important in the media or this corner of YouTube, whichever you choose. Truth is, I never said anything bad about Cameo Collections. I just simply said that, yeah, there were some shenanigans going on, as Daniel Borden would say, and he did say it well. There are a lot of shenanigans going on. Just for the record, I think he's got just as many going on as the rest of us do. And to add to that note, I don't actually have any going on. I've been doing the same thing that I've been trying to do for a long time, and I finally got it right, which is, I call it like I see it, and I call it from the past that I've been in. I'm not making the past up. I'm giving my opinion about it. If it's wrong, it's wrong, but still my opinion about it. I'm not trying to get anybody's goat. I'm not trying to make anybody mad. I'm not trying to hate on anybody or bash anybody. If I was trying to troll somebody, I think by now you guys would figure that out. Apparently there are some people out there that don't like the fact that my videos are catching some action. Sorry about your luck. They're going to catch action. When you keep it real, that's what happens. Just like with the government shutdown right now, I do believe that the left wing and the right wing are both going at it together just to make some noise, so they can both be heard. They have both figured out what we've known in this YouTube community for quite a long time, which is, if you don't make some noise, nobody's going to see you. John Boehner is selling out at this point, and so is Nancy Pelosi. But Nancy Pelosi, in my opinion, has been selling out since day one, just like somebody in our community. Now, I know you're going to think that that's controversial and that I'm hating on her, but no, that's how I see it. Do I think she's a bad person? No. This is her career. This is what she does. I'm speaking about both female parties now. Now, if you want to get upset with me for saying that, that's your option. Thank God we still have that in the United States of America, where we can actually say what we want without persecution. That doesn't seem to fit, though, in this corner of YouTube, because some people still want to persecute me. One of them even said he'd like to see me die because I have an opinion about somebody he knows. Where was he when I was being completely condemned by the psycho hurricane? He attacked my family. And the very person that this guy says, I want to see Torp die, he's been around long enough to hear that, but not the fact that Casey attacked my female wife. And I said female wife because in America today, it's legal in some states to marry same sex. My female wife, viciously attacked. She is innocent. Viciously attacked by the psycho hurricane. And nobody cared. And they still don't to this day. Nobody's even brought it up. Which tells me that everybody in this corner of YouTube is actually involved with the government shutdown. Because you guys are listening to what you want to hear. You're not hearing the facts. You're not hearing anybody's opinion other than, oh, here's some drama, let's go get it. You're not going to win the battle by doing that. As some people say, you called me out, I didn't call you out. So here's your reaction video. I'm telling you that as a reporter, as a lulz artist, as the drama cows that you are, it's a fail. Reason being is, I haven't used your names, except for one. The reason I used her name is, I used to be friends with her. I still have some sympathy for her. But she's let this thing go on a long time enough. Anytime somebody reacts to defend themselves and say, ooh, this person's bad because they said this and they're about me and they're doing that about me and they're no better than anybody else. Yes, I brought up the psycho hurricane, but I haven't heard anybody defend my wife. Why? I don't know. Maybe she's not as good as yours. Maybe she's not as righteous as somebody here on YouTube that you spend time on Skype with. That's not her fault. You want to be mad at me. That's fine. If you don't like my opinion, if you don't like what I bring up, it's on, between you and I. But the very essence of why Cameo is mad at me is the very essence of why John Boehner is mad at Nancy Pelosi. They're not seeing eye to eye. They probably never will. They're on two different sides of the fence. But I've yet to see anybody, and I do mean anybody, say anything on the left wing bad about the right wing's family, or anybody on the right wing say anything bad about anybody on the left wing's family. But yet, I see some people writing some serious coattails here. It'd just be nice if just for once somebody would say, you know what, Thorpe, we know that your wife had nothing to do with this, and it was a shame what happened to her. It's a shame what happened to her. But we're not going to get that out of the way. We're still going to focus on one person that's still here fighting the battle and asking people to feel sorry for her. Asking people to see her side of things because her family was so viciously beaten. They weren't. Mine was. But I don't see you guys saying shit about that. That's why you lost my vote on your side of the fence. I'm not going to join your side of the fence. I'm not going to add to it. What I'm going to say is this. If you have an agenda, make it yours. Don't add. Don't climb on. And don't join into somebody else's. Because you look pathetic when you do that. Don't you think? So you have no agenda. You got to use somebody else's agenda to be here. It's pathetic at best. And that's not a good thing. So the government shutdown, day number 7, still stands. And that sucks. The two sides still haven't come to an agreement. Which can only prove to be bad for everybody. Does that sound familiar to you? Or is somebody willing to just use their own mind, get their own agenda, and say something besides, I'm defending this person? Because the only thing I ever get from that is, that person can't defend themselves. And if they truly cannot defend themselves, what are they doing on YouTube? Throwing stones at other people? Huh? Think about it. If you don't want to think about it, I just put it in your face. Torp out.